Many of the words in the New Testament are written by a particular saint and evangelist, St. Luke. He's the author of the Gospel of St. Luke, and he's also the author of the Acts of the Apostles, so our tradition holds. He was a companion of St. Paul. He was with St. Paul at Paul's death in Rome. He is said to have been a physician, and he is the patron of doctors. His gospel is notable for a few different things. He has great compassion toward the poor. He has the sense that Christianity is not just for the elite. It's for sinners and tax collectors, for the poor, the alienated, the marginalized. And he has a sense that Christianity has a lot to do with sharing our goods, which after all come to us as gifts to us from God. What we've received as gift, we should give as gift. And especially as he tells the story of the early church, there's so much about how Christians loved one another and shared what they had, all because they were inspired by following Christ. For Luke 2, the early community of Christians was a community of prayer. And so Luke draws us into prayer. And Luke is very much telling us that the gospel is meant to be shared with all people for all the nations. One of the notable things about Luke's gospel is that it has a lot of attention to the earliest years of Christ. He has the infancy narrative that's rather developed, and he has beautiful canticles from the lips of Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist. Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel. He has come to his people and set them free. And the setting free of God's people, God accomplishes through sending Jesus ultimately. And he's prefigured by John the Baptist, Zechariah the singer's son. And so there's the canticle of Zechariah, then the canticle of Mary, which we know as the Magnificat. He has lifted up the lowly. Holy is the name of our God. How fitting that in Holy Name Church should be a window honoring St. Luke, who puts those words into the gospel from Mary. Holy is his name. And then there's the canticle of Simeon, a shorter one. And it's, now Master, you've kept your word. I've been waiting for the Messiah, but I can go in peace. My own eyes have seen the salvation you have brought in the Lord Jesus. Those canticles of Zechariah at morning prayer, Mary at evening prayer, and Simeon at night prayer grace the liturgy of the hours, the breviary that many in our church pray. So St. Luke is a rich source of deep encounter with God. We can pray to St. Luke. Luke, thank you for writing the gospel. As you told us about the holiness of the name of God, we give thanks to God for what you have recorded for us in your gospel, what you've written, what we've heard. May we live it in the spirit of your commitment to Christ. The window in memory of St. Luke in Holy Name Lower Church has no one as its giver, and there's no one who's remembered in it. We can connect ourselves with that window and see our names up there underneath St. Luke.